I found Pamuk one morning as I was walking one of my dogs abandoned with her sister near a garbage bin. They were just a few weeks old. I brought them home and raised them both equally. I would do the feeding and my dogs would do the cleaning. They kept them warm and safe. They both grew up considering the dogs to be their family, even Apollo, who never liked them and who never will. Since those first days, you could tell that they were different. Pamuk was never afraid of the dogs. In fact, whenever she needed something, she asked for it, taking for granted that the dogs were there to care for her, like I was. Sunny was attached to me, and Pamuk was just attached to the dogs. As she grew older, her relationship with the dogs grew also. It went from seeing them as carers and groomers and leaving hot water bottles to friends and companions. She never gave up on them, although the dogs did in a way. The kittens were not tiny, needy, smelly and interesting anymore, so the dogs started ignoring them more every day. But Pamuk never allowed herself to be ignored. She kept fighting for a relationship she believed she was entitled to in a subtle, discreet way, without ever being annoying, but without being invisible either. Today the girls are about 7 months old, and they live in a house of 4 dogs. Sunny spends most of the day on my lap or in one of her favorite spots, basically everywhere in the house. She tolerates the occasional dog company, but mainly she stays away from the dogs, as if she knows that she has nothing in common with them. Pamuk is different. It's as if she tries to divide her time in the most democratic way among me, her sister, and the 4 dogs. There are times within the day when she is a cat. There are times when she is my companion. There are times when she tries to fit in with the dogs, do what they do, eat what they eat, sleep where they sleep. She even waits for her treat at the end of the day, just like the dogs do, and she learned all that by herself, simply by imitating the dogs' behaviors. And apart from her constant effort to be a member of this weird pack she ended up living with, she also tries to have a separate, meaningful relationship with each and every one of the 4 dogs. Laura, for example, mainly because of her size, I guess, is like a cat mom. When Pamuk is seeking comfort and warmth, sleeping by Laura's side is her first option. She imitates Laura's calm, laid-back temper, and together they're very good at doing nothing. With Pella she's different. Since Pamuk became more of a cat, Pella made it clear that she doesn't want her anywhere near her bed, and Pamuk respected that. She now greets Pella every morning with a tender hello, spends a few minutes playing with Pella's constantly wagging tail, and that's it. The days when those two used to lie together side by side are long gone, but Pamuk hasn't allowed that relationship to end. She just lets it evolve to whatever it's becoming. With my foster dog Lydia, Pamuk is more like a healer than a friend. Exhausted and weakened by so many operations she had to undergo, Lydia lies there quietly with Pamuk by her side like a hot water bottle that keeps her warm and safe. When the surgeon suggested hot compresses for Lydia's huge incision, Pamuk did a better job than me in keeping Lydia's belly warm. This cat even managed to have some kind of relationship with Apollo, who had made it very clear from day one that he doesn't want the cats or anyone else near him, his bed, or the space around him. But every evening, when Apollo, as food aggressive, waits for his dinner outside on the balcony, Pamuk stays there with him for half an hour until the food is served and they can both come back in. They don't interact, they just coexist. This is the only time when she can share some moments with Apollo, and that's what she does. What makes Pamuk so different than her sister has nothing to do with her upbringing or the different experience she's had. Those girls have been like 2 peas in a pod since day one. Pamuk was simply born this way, I think. She was born with an emotional intelligence that makes her build and sustain relationships with everyone that crosses her path. She is able to evaluate every situation, adapt to new rules set by others, and adjust her emotional self in a way that makes her a winner in every relationship she is involved in, no matter how challenging. As they say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonades. I was never really able to do that. Maybe that's why I keep observing Pamuk, as if she's here to teach me something, like all animals are.